my brother has here today. No fallout from last night. General Wins, distinguished guests, families and friends, I'd like to welcome you to the class of 2022's ring presentation ceremony. My name is Ethan Hogan, chairman of the Ring Figure Committee, and joining me on stage today are Major General Cedric T. Wins, the interim superintendent, Mr. Jerry A. Cuff Jr. from the class of 1971, Cadet Noah Kirk, class president, Cadet Tanner Hayes, class vice president, and Cadet Riley Bowling, class historian. We gather here today after what has no doubt been our most unusual semester here at BMI. It was almost unrecognizable from anything we were accustomed to. We saw a rat line that was vastly different than the one we were used to. 6 formations per day, that got old quick. Online learning, and many other COVID-19 adaptations that have significantly altered our BMI experience. We saw the retirement of our beloved superintendent, General Beebe, a man of the highest honor who selflessly devoted his time into shaping us into future leaders. The world has been flooded with problems that we will soon be tasked with solving. In 18 short months, we will be in leadership positions across the nation ready to solve these problems. Amongst all the uncertainty and turmoil lies the opportunity for us to make a difference, to leave a mark, and to show the world who we really are. Our entrance into the brotherhood, identified by these gorgeous rings, is more than just a formality. It's an expectation. It's an expectation to be the difference, to maintain those values such as honor, integrity, and duty. It's important for us to embrace this and understand that others are counting on us to be the difference. However, today is about celebrating us and our accomplishments, so I'd like to discuss what this ring represents on a personal level. This ring represents that nervous feeling in my gut, sitting in this same building before matriculation. It represents the top of the world feeling after breakout, our first OEL. I know none of you forget that. We all remember it. This ring represents the late nights of study and the disappointment of a bad grade. This ring represents the lows when I thought 4 years here seemed impossible. And maybe I still feel that way, I'm not sure. But this ring also represents the highs, the seemingly endless time I've spent with my best friends in the entire world. This ring represents the dances, GP, and all the laughs with those around me. This ring represents the times I ran the block. This ring represents the nights at McAdoo's, Donnie T's, Stop and Rob. You know what I'm talking about. This ring also represents the road less traveled, a different path taken, one of uncompromising honor. When we leave this place to take on the flood of problems the world is drowning in, I challenge all of us to never compromise our honor, but instead use it to keep ourselves and to keep others afloat. But tonight, let's celebrate us, the class of 2022. I thank you all for this opportunity to be a ring figure champion. It's genuinely meant the world to me. It is now my honor to introduce the interim superintendent, General Wins, with a few motivational words.
Good morning. So, ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2022, parents, friends, I'm pleased and honored to be here today and to be with you on this very special day. It's appropriate that my first official act as interim superintendent is to present your rings to you. Like you, I will remember this day for the rest of my life, and there will forever be a special bond between us. We're very fortunate today to have with us Mr. Jerry A. Cuff. Jerry is a BMI class of 1971 graduate, and he's also the proud father of one of your represents all the blood, sweat, tears that you've invested in your VMI experience over the past 2.5 years. It represents every sweat garden, every late night study session, every penalty tour that you've endured during that shit. Some more than others, I suspect. But more importantly, it represents the strong bonds that you have forged with your brother. On your rings today, you enter into a truly special group of men and women who epitomize the high ideals of the Institute, which include honor, integrity, character, duty, loyalty, and courage, leadership, and service to others. These are the ideals that define VMI men and women, and these are the ideals that make us one VMI. But with every right comes responsibility, and your ring is no exception. When you wear your ring, you are wearing an outward sign of your affiliation with the Virginia Military Institute. You're telling people that you come from a long line of men and women that epitomize the ideals of what it means to be a citizen soldier. And for those who have served America both in peace and in war for the last 181 years. And when people see your ring, they know that they can trust you. They know that you are an honorable person. They know that you will be there to lead in times of crisis. Your ring is the symbol of everything the Institute
25 years, we held a school record for most points allowed. We gave up 452 points in 10 games. Look, these are facts. You can check it if you want to. But fascinatingly, 14 hours later, we were in Jacob Hall getting our rings, and the sting of that defeat quickly gave way to the excitement that comes with finally earning this God bless each of you. God bless America. God bless BMI. And God bless the great class of 2022.
Thank you, General Lindsay, Mr. Acuff, for sharing your unique experiences, perspectives, and wisdom with the class. May your words serve to inspire and encourage Braden Andrew Lars. Sebastian Andre Raymond. Zachary Scott Reed. Samantha Michelle Reed.
Kevin